The 4th of July is right around the corner, and that marks a very important day in our history, where a group of patriots dedicated their lives and their fortunes to the founding of this nation. A nation that has afforded us many opportunities and has also faced us with many challenges. Let's remember those that pledged their lives and their fortunes so that others may live in liberty. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America. In the event of a fire or an emergency exits are located to the rear of the chamber and also out the doors to my left down to the parking lot. Can I have roll call, please?
Mr. Grady. Mr. Krzel.
Here.
Mr. Peabody.
Present.
Mrs. Ongire.
Here.
Mr. Ludwig.
Here.
Mrs. LeBlanc.
Here.
Mr. Neville.
Here.
Mrs. Thurston.
Here.
Chairman Serrard.
Here. Board guests.
You have none tonight?
Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple items. July 4th, as you know, the offices and schools will be closed on Monday. The summer board meetings, one is scheduled for July 12th, the other is for August 23rd, and then we go back into our second and fourth Tuesday of the month. The board can choose to hold the meetings over the summer or not to. Traditionally, you do not hold your July meeting, but you do hold your August meeting, and certainly we can schedule a special meeting anytime you'd like. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Schumann. Audiences. Board member comments. Mr. Krzel.
Just a couple. I want to again thank the graduates of Fermi and Enfield High. It was my honor to be up on the stage and shake all their hands. And then I have a personal note. I have a friend of mine who's turned 50 today. Happy birthday, Justin Ford. I'm going to send you this video when it gets posted. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Krzel. Mr. Peabody.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, congratulations to the classes of 2016 from Enfield High and Fermi High. I was able to attend the Rachel's Challenge Kindness Carnival. Outstanding work by everybody involved. And just want to wish everybody a safe and happy summer.
Thank you, Mr. Peabody. Ms. Ungire.
The Craig Council had their meeting in Hartford last week, and that was good. And I attended the Kindness Carnival with Ray and Mike, and that was a great success. I could tell the kids really, really enjoyed that. They had that photo op at Fermi, and they had over 1,100 people there that showed up for that, and I got to go up in the cherry picker and take pictures, and that was fun. We had our sale of the uniforms at Enfield High, the band and athletic uniforms, and that went really well. We had a good turnout. But the highlight of the year for me is always the graduations. It's wonderful to see these kids go through, kids that you see year after year, and they graduate, and it's a bittersweet thing. You're happy and sad at the same time. But we had 2 beautiful nights for it, and it was really a good time for everyone. And I wish everyone a great summer.
Thank you, Ms. Ungire. Mr. Ludwig.
Just real quick, for the folks who couldn't make Saturday at the Jersey sale, we are planning or trying or working on, maybe is a good way of saying it, to be able to maybe have some further Jersey sales at the 4th of July celebration. We need to reach out to those folks. We're working on it. But again, there's still maybe one more opportunity if you're interested in some of your former uniforms. And just I won't be here on the 12th of July, just so you know, if that affects having the committee.
I won't be here.
So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ludwig. Ms. LeBlanc.
I just want to say thank you for having me at both of the graduations. Congratulations to the graduates, and everyone have a safe and happy summer.
Thank you, Ms. LeBlanc. Mr. Neville.
I too offer my congratulations to the classes of 2016. I thought they were wonderful graduations. Rarely do we get 2 beautiful nights like that, and I was just proud to be there, and our kids and staff were just wonderful. Secondly, I don't know if you've gone up by Enfield High School lately, but they have finally finished, and there are some photographs, I think, on the website for the bricks from Enfield High and from Fermi that are around the flagpole up in the top there. They've been working on it for, I don't know, I guess a week or 2, and it's finally done. So if you haven't seen it, I'll forward it to you guys, and it's really quite impressive, and those guys did a great job. We have a building committee meeting this Thursday, correct? Because we canceled them for the graduations. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Neville. Ms. Thurston.
And I just want to congratulate the graduates from Fermi and Enfield High, and I also attended the carnival, and I had my picture taken right with the princesses. Did you?
You are a princess.
Of course. So, yes. So I just. So I just.
Turn into a prince.
Oh Lord. Ooh. On that note, happy 4th of July, everybody.
There's got to be a policy against that.
Thank you, Ms. Thurston. Congratulations to the graduates. I want to say a special thank you to the principals for their efforts in putting on a wonderful presentation with the graduation ceremonies. I especially want to thank Mr. Newton for his dedicated service at Fermi High School. He deserves a lot of credit for the culture over at Fermi, and he's been a real trooper through all this, so I want to thank him. Congratulations to Mr. Longy and his appointment to the principal of the new Enfield High School. And here's to looking forward to all the good things that are coming ahead as a new unified town. Also, happy birthday, America, and I hope everyone has a very safe and productive holiday. Moving on. Unfinished business, transition update, Dr. Schumann.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One item. Today we were copied on an email that Mr. Dragle sent to the town manager's office. He had put on that email all of the invoices for the uniforms, and he has requested POs to be created for those. The POs will then come back to us, and we will begin to purchase the uniforms, hopefully by the end of this week, if not early next week. So we're moving forward, and our student athletes will have brand new uniforms for the fall.
Policy revisions. Vice Chairman Ludwig,
Should I just ask one question, Superintendent?
hold that off.
I
Go ahead.
apologize. Was there anything on there in terms of invoices for the radios on those same list of things?
Not in today's email. I was under the assumption that that was all taken care of, but I don't know that.
We'll bring it up Thursday, but the last I had heard, there was a question about it, and I think you and I both saw some exchanges of emails from the town hall and Mr. Daigle. So I'm just literally letting things go, so I wouldn't assume anything at this point, and we will check on it on Thursday.
You do that, and Mr. Harrison is left a couple days before and taking a couple days after the 4th of July holiday. But last we talked to him, I thought we were in pretty good shape, but we will verify all that.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Very good. Vice Chairman Ludwig.
Policy revisions that we had the first reading last meeting. Mr. Drezek, has anyone reached out to you? Any questions or concerns?
No, they've not.
So this is the second reading. Unless I hear otherwise, make a motion to approve by the board.
Motion made by Mr. Ludwig, seconded by Ms. LeBlanc. Any discussion?
And this is for all 8 of the policies, just so this is
All
kind of
8
a
policies.
consent to calendar, so to speak. Thank you.
So, mutual. All right. Any discussion?
Just, these are, most of these policies, if I'm looking at them correctly, yeah, I've got them in front of me. Thank you, Stacy. Are basically just corrections, some word changes that changes of law or policy and things like that.
So these have been mandated from last state session that we have gotten finally, basically into our policies. Just state wording or state adjustments that have been kind of dictated from the state legislator.
And the only one that's really changed much is the substitute one, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Krizel?
4.
Mr. Peabody?
Affirmative.
Mrs. Ungary?
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig?
4.
Mrs. LeBlanc?
Yes.
Mr. Neville?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurston? Chairman Serard?
Yes.
Motion passes.
So item 10C will be addressed after item 17. New business, none. Board committee reports. Building committee?
I just have a few updates. If you guys could look at your monitor,
Let's hope he hits the right button.
that was the key word. There's the bricks,
Pretty.
all laid out. Next picture, please. Those were the dumbbells that were painted, and back at at the weight room. And the final slide, please. And those are the bases I delivered Saturday, all painted and ready to go.
Nice job, Walter.
Thanks for stepping up for that.
So that was my update.
Very good. Finance Committee.
Nothing to report. Our meeting's been moved back to July 11th.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Any other committee reports? Sensing none, moving on. Item 13, approval of regular minutes, June 14th, 2006. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion has been made by Mr. Peabody. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. LeBlanc. Are there any corrections?
On the June 14th, it's listed that Stacy did the invocation, and I did it. Okay.
Are there any other changes? Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as changed?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Peabody, seconded by Ms. LeBlanc. Any discussion? Show of hands. I abstain. Special meeting minutes, June 21st, 2016.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Cruzell, seconded by Ms. Thurston. Any discussion? Show of hands. Approved. Approval of accounts and payroll.
None.
Correspondence and communications.
No.
Audiences. Do we have a need for executive session? Do I have a motion to go into executive session? Motion made by
Second.
Mr. Neville, seconded by Mr. Cruzell. All in favor? We are currently in executive session.